stream, and we have been killing it all day. You guys are so awesome. Today, right now, we are prepared for a Scooby-Doo RPG. I'm super excited about this. I'm really excited because Chris Odie is GMing.
Hey, everybody.
And, let's go over to him.
Yeah, so in the interest of time, I would love to sit here and banter with you and play and do that, but we only have like 2 hours to do this show.
Let's go.
So we are just going to rush through stuff so we can get into all the fun stuff. But hey, it is exciting to be here. I am very excited to get to play with this whole group. These are fantastic people who I know you love as well, and we are going to have so much fun. If you can't tell who they're playing today, I can't help you. I think they all did a fantastic job.
Like 50 years of pop culture to catch up on.
Yes, exactly. You might want to,
get with it.
So we do have some purchases that can be made today. A basic level 1 is we have Scooby Snacks. Scooby Snacks give the team a 1-point bonus to a single roll. For those who like to keep track of such things, yes, we're going to use TriStat today because apparently it's the only system I know how to play anymore. Thank you, Metaverse. But Scooby Snacks will provide a basic 1-point bonus to a roll, or they can use more of them to apply a larger bonus. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. There is also something called Puppy Power, in which case, Puppy Power. Instead of rolling 2 die, they can roll 3 die and pick the best 2. There's also Raro, which is where they roll 3 die and they have to use the worst 2. And this is up for you guys to decide. There is Like Thanks, in which case they get to use smaller die, because this is a tri-stat where you want to roll low, so smaller die are better. There's Zoinks, which is where we switch to a larger die, making rolls harder. There's also Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, in which case they must sing the theme song as a group, and depending on the quality of their performance, they will either get bonuses or penalties as a group or individuals. And just to be sure, I have the lyrics so that I make sure that they're on point.
We have the
That would destroy all the fun if you had the lyrics.
I can't see them. I don't have my glasses on.
I don't either. Like, what?
I'll hold them up from here, and you can see them from here. Does that work? I'll give you a hint. It starts with Scooby-Doo. Actually, Scooby-Doo.
I thought it was Scooby. It was Scooby-Doo.
There are 3 goals that we are going for in this show, and let's see if we can hit all 3 in this narrow window. I would love to see this happen. First is $500. Let's split up, gang. That's where the party will be forced to split up, no matter what they have been trying to do to the contrary, because we all know that Fred loves to split up the party and wander off with Daphne for reasons that. And at $1,000, if we can get $1,000 during the show, we will do a celebrity cameo, and you in chat are going to vote as to who shows up to do the cameo. I forgot to tell the mods that. If there's a single mod out there, I thank you for the fact that I just threw you under the bus, and I'm so sorry. But we will let chat decide who the cameos are going to be and work that in. And if we get to $1,500, then we are going to do Scooby-Doo-Thulu, in which case it won't be Old Man Jenkins underneath the mask. It will be a real monster, and they will have to deal with the aftermath. So that's what happens at $1,500.
Basically, we all just die.
Yeah, we're going to die. We're not prepared.
Only
if we get there, we'll see.
We're fucked.
So, nice vote for the Harlem Globetrotters.
So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great episode.
I'm going to try and track this because I think it will be funny and will really mess up Mitch's day in particular. But since it is based on a lovely Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the late 60s and early 70s, I was thinking that there should be a 1-point penalty for every time someone curses on camera. So I'm going to track that down and apply that throughout the show. That's 1 for Dan.
That's right.
and this could be entertaining.
I got the theme song.
You've already got the theme song?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I hope that, in that case, I hope that Jean-Claude...
Oh, we've already got the theme song, $100.
We do?
So we're going to sing the theme song in just a moment. But yeah, so I'm going to try and track that. And there will also be any specific references cast makes to episodes of the classic Scooby-Doo cartoon, because I've never seen the movies, because I just wasn't the right demographic. But if you can whip out any innuendo, by the way, totally fine in this show. So if you can whip out some references, that will be totally to your favor, and you can get some bonuses from that. There's a couple episodes in particular that I really appreciated as a kid, and if you can figure out which ones they are with no context whatsoever, lucky you. So
I don't know.
That's what is going on. The cast, they have a lot of fun abilities. I don't want to run through all of them, but I'll touch on some highlights. Just so you guys know in chat, Fred gets a 1 point bonus for each of the girls that he's teamed up with, and a 1 point penalty for each of the boys. You ever notice? That's what it's called. He's also got some gadgeteering for his traps and stuff. Daphne has anti-damsel. She'll get a bonus to her rolls each time Fred fails a roll.
Nice.
That's good. I mean, it's gonna happen a lot.
Velma is immune to damage when she's not wearing her glasses, but then she's 100% blind. She also, once per day, can lift the entire party when danger appears and have super strength from that. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy both can sense food and beverage out to 50 feet. And they also get some bonuses that are fear-induced, including high jump, speed enhancement, and water walking. Let's see, Scooby's also got a prehensile tail and convenient forepaws, which means he gets opposable thumbs when necessary.
Nice.
That's, I think, enough to make... Oh, and Shaggy can summon Scooby when Scooby wants to be summoned for any direction. So, and Shaggy, you also, once per day, you can send an opponent to temporarily chase off in the wrong direction. Just as in the classic comic fashion. So, that is all the insanity. We need to start off with the theme song. So,
Should we take notes?
It's already happened. So let's see how you guys do. I will give you no context. Good luck.
Do we get notes?
Nope. All right.
All right.
Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now.
Something.
I think they were
We got some more work to do now. You know we got a mystery to solve. Scooby-Doo, we gotta do it. Don't hold back.
Close enough.
That part.
That's Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you gotta hang yourself a Scooby stack. That's your fact.
Good job. There you go.
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Here are you.
Here are you. What?
You're ready.
You are ready for some good stuff.
And you're willing.
And
you're willing.
If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo.
Catch that villain.
Okay, so that was mediocre.
I know there was a shake and shiver in there.
That was
so.
mediocre. So everyone's going to start off with a 1 point penalty the first roll that we do today. And with that, let's start off on this adventure. The Mystery Machine winds its way over hills and around curves, occasional gaps in the tall Douglas firs providing glimpses of sky and nearby mountains. It was just last week that the Scooby Gang, the OG version, wrapped up its latest case, The Mystery of the President's Hair. It only seemed right to take a break after such a tough case, and a trip to Happy Camper Campground promised a pleasant change of pace from their usual endeavors. Or did it?
Scooby's next and puppy power #Velma.
Velma, you've got a Scooby snack and a puppy power. So you, whenever you want to, are going to be able to drop, use a best of 3, and then also you are going to get a +1 bonus, which will cancel out that penalty you gained for the mediocre song that you all gave us. That's okay. I'll give you, next time we sing this song, I'll give you the lyrics.
Thanks.
So you were driving along in the Mystery Machine, and Fred is at the wheel, Shaggy in the front, probably with a growling tummy, the other 3 just hanging out. And that's how we begin. On your way to Happy Camper Campground.
Man, I'm so glad that we're done with the president's hair. I can't wait to take a break.
That wig was disgusting. I didn't like it.
You know, it was a historical object, though.
It really was not in style at all.
Scooby, Shaggy, you're getting mustard all over the steering wheel.
Oh, gosh, sorry. We can't help it, though. We're just both so hungry.
Sorry to mention ISNT bourbon.
It is in bourbon. So there are now 6 Scooby snacks available. I'm just going to track them right here and let you know how many we've got at any given time.
So we are sharing the Scooby snacks?
Those 5 are for the group. The first
understand.
one was specifically for Velma, Velma, because it was tagged.
Got it.
So you're driving along, and we're going to push this forward. You are on your way to Happy Camper Campground. Fred, I need you to give me a navigation and driving check.
Okay, so that's 2d6s.
2d6s, roll below your target number.
Okay, good. Oops. Can the one that's the big one count as a 1?
So what did he
Otherwise,
get?
that was a 9.
No.
How badly did you miss it?
He missed by 2.
2.
Missed by 2. Is anyone else was that on driving
I get a
or
bonus now,
navigation?
right?
You do. You have a bonus now because he messed up. Is this on driving, navigation, or both?
I don't have those.
No, you just have a +1 to use at some point.
I understand.
Fred, did you roll once or twice?
I rolled 2 dice once.
Give me one more roll then, and this will be your driving roll.
2.
Snake eyes.
Cool. So Fred manages to keep the vehicle on the road. He's doing fantastically well. But Velma, I think you also have navigation. You might want to take a moment to double check and see if he needs some help.
Okay.
So please go ahead and roll 2d6. See how you do.
See, 6.
A 6?
Yes.
Fantastic. That actually, I believe, is enough for you to help rescue him. Yeah. Where are we? Oh yeah, you're absolutely, yeah, you're fully, you know where we are. So you can gently correct Fred and
Fred, I know you think you know where you're going, because you always seem to think that, but we're actually supposed to go that way, so let's head on to the campground.
Thank you, Velma. I guess. You could have been nicer, but okay. I turn towards the campground. Happy Camper Campground.
yes, happy campground.
Happy camper campground, nothing bad ever happens here.
No, it's filled with joy and
Cotton candy.
cotton candy,
Cotton candy.
platitudes, and tropes galore.
Okay, Scoob.
So after you've been on the road for about another hour or so, you pull into Happy Camper Campground's parking lot. It's gravel, you know, some of those logs there to serve as bumpers at the end. You drive in, and you begin to unload all of your gear. Your backpacks and your food, a lot of food, things like that. And up at the top of the hill, up a winding pathway, you see a log cabin with 2 men standing outside of it, arguing loudly. Let's see. One man with a white beard and plaid flannel shirt and very dirty jeans. He says, "I'll never sell. Never, never, never. I'll never sell." And then the other man, who has a very nice suit on and is very tall and bald, says, "You're making a big mistake, Lundgren. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse." And then he storms off down the hill in your direction, grumbling the whole time. Gets into his nice Mercedes-Benz, slams the door, and drives off, scattering gravel and bits of bark all over the place.
Why are so many mysteries real estate based?
What do you guys suppose that was about?
It looked like that one man wanted to buy the property, and it looked like the other man did not want to sell it.
Wow, I can't imagine trying to live out here more than a few days at a time.
Why?
Because it's so dark and spooky at night.
Oh, Shaggy, there's nothing but it's Happy Camper Campground. What could go wrong?
And right now it's daylight, right?
Yes, it's
Right now it's daylight, so we can all go by the beach and sun ourselves.
The sun is in the sky.
It's like 3 in the
Nothing can go
afternoon. It is.
Perfect for
I pull out a whole bunch of. I pull out beach chairs and one of those beach round. What do you call those things?
Balls?
Balls?
Beach balls?
Yes, a ball.
Umbrella life preserver.
A life preserver.
From up at the top of the hill, the man who's up there looks down at you all and he says, "Oh, excuse me. I don't suppose you're here to stay at the campground." "No, that can't be the case."
What is that,
He
sir?
seems very sad.
It looks like a great place.
Are you here to stay at the campground?
Yes.
2 Scooby snacks for the community pool. It's like asking you to pick a favorite child. You just have to fight for it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chip.
Do we have to claim Scooby snacks before we use them? Or can we use them
Yes.
after?
No, whatever
Okay.
will burn through them faster.
Okay.
Yes, the man introduces himself. "My name is Carl Lundgren, and I hear I'm the proprietor of the Happy Camper Campground. It's so nice to have you all here.
You know,
Business has been slow of late."
yeah, it's very deserted around here.
I do like having the beach all to myself.
If you want, you can each give me a roll to see if you can get any information on this man, or you can kind of talk to him a little bit about why things are so slow.
I have a 5, and I have a 5 in etiquette.
Etiquette sounds like a great way to do that, actually. You could also make a roll against your soul ability.
My soul is 6, so I beat that too.
Yeah.
I have a
Animals don't have a
7,
soul.
and I have a 10 in climbing, and I'm climbing the emotional hurdles I need to get to understand who he is as a person to get the real story.
I like it. You can assist Daphne on her turn.
Yes.
I'm a very easy GM if you haven't understood already. He says, "Well, you know, I can't lie to you kids. Campers have been scared away from this place because of a story. A silly story. Scary, silly story.
I love stories. Please tell us.
Well, they say the Bigfoot beast is stalking the campground. I've never seen it myself. I assure you, this campground is safe, and I'm right down the road if you need me. That's where I live.
Ooh, let's go.
To the.
I don't want to hang around if there's a beast.
It's a beautiful day. Everyone's all getting ready to hang out by the beach. This should be fun. Come on.
It's just a story.
There's no such thing as a. You heard Carl. It's just a silly little story, a silly little fake story.
I don't know, Scoob.
I bet there's good food here.
My stomach is rumbling.
Oh, we've got wonderful fishing in the streams and in the lake.
Why don't we check out
I've come out with my fishing gear. I got the hat. I got the pole. I've got the basket for the fish. I'm ready to go.
Fantastic. Did you bring your license? Well played.
Scoob, that's your dog license.
He didn't ask for clarification. That's good. So you guys are staying at the Hat Camper Campground? So Carl leads you off to an area, a good campsite. It's actually, in his opinion, it's the best campsite there is in the whole campground.
This is already amazing. You all look amazing. You are all amazing, but I have to say, these Scoobies next to Scooby is Mitch's doing such an amazing job.
So Mitch, you have 2 Scooby snacks. Just for you. So Mitch, you have 2, and there are 7 in the community bucket that the rest of you can pull out of.
Okay.
As we're walking up, I turn to Daphne and I say, every time there's been a monster somewhere, it's just, we always run into it. So I feel like maybe we should go into this prepared.
I think that is a good idea.
Yeah, so maybe we can talk about that.
But maybe we should not talk about it in front of Scooby and Shaggy.
Fair enough. They will get very confused if
Let's just feed them and carry on.
Yeah,
and solve this mystery together.
Yeah, I wonder where we can find some sandwiches.
I only heard the part about us getting fed, but that sounds good to me.
I'm behind them, following a little bit and just kind of smelling Daphne's hair just a tiny bit, and then they stop when they start talking. I just bump into Daphne. And
Oh, excuse me.
hey, Daphne.
Creepy.
You're walking this way too. Yeah. Cool. Let's keep doing that.
I love it. So you start setting up your campground. You set up your tent. How many tents are there?
Well, there has to be at least 2 because Velma and I need to be together in a tent.
Okay.
I'm slinging a hammock for both of us.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm sleeping on a rock. I used my trap skills and built myself a rock kind of like sarcophagus, and that's where I'm hanging out a little bit. Like,
Give me a roll on that.
Okay.
Are you circling it with salt too?
Yeah, I'm prepared.
Freddie, I didn't know you were so learned.
Wilderness survival.
So you're using mechanics traps?
Have you ever cracked
I'm
open
gonna use
a book?
wilderness survival. I think that's
Okay,
yeah, it's a 10,
yeah.
so I got a 7.
Fantastic. So yes, you were able to set yourself up a nice little rock.
A random puppy power to someone in the group. I can't stop smiling.
Thank you.
You guys are wonderful.
Cool. Puppy powers, that's the one that'll let you roll 3 die and use the best 2. So there is one of those right now. So Fred, you were able to cobble together out of stones and sticks and rocks a remarkably uncomfortable rock bed for yourself, but it is secure. And you feel like you could survive if someone laid siege to you in this.
I assume
rock
you're also
bed.
like taking point and sentry duty.
Yes.
Sentry duty for the
Yes.
Bigfoot, right?
So I gotta
Just
say,
in case.
I'm really disappointed that Shaggy and Scooby didn't, set up a pup tent.
No, we're gonna get inside the the hammock together, right? And as we get in, of course, it spins, right? And then when we come out, we're both wearing like girls' wigs, and then we spin again, and then we're Laurel and
You
Hardy.
get a Scooby snack and you get a puppy power. Each for all players.
Thank you so much.
GM Yodi.
Oh, thanks, Shield. Everybody take, each one of you, if you didn't catch that, each one of you is going to now have a +1 you can use, as well as a best of 3. So roll 3 instead of 2 die on one of those. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So you spin around the hammock. You go through this routine. You got the Laurel and Hardy going on. You've got, at one point Ethel and Lucy, and all sorts of references to like 50s pop cultural characters who kids in the 80s and 90s start going.
Members of the
"Aren't these
Rat
people?"
Pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Dressed as Fred and Barney.
Brilliantly topical in 1969, and then just kind of by now. But some people still get the references, so it's cool. So you do that for quite a while, and then eventually eventually you flip out, land on the ground, you laugh at each other, and you're like, oh, we should make some sandwiches. So you're set. You've set up your campsite and such. Is there anything you would like to do with the rest of your evening? Because you have all of this time now. It's getting close to dinner time.
Well, if Velma wants, I could do a makeover.
You know, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I start cooking the fish that we caught over the fire.
We're in the good old state of Washington.
I could do a makeover on any of the boys who want a makeover too. Manicures, pedicures. Nobody would have to see your feet.
He'll do anything to have you touch him.
Velma.
Ixnay.
I'm sitting around this campfire with a book cracked open, and
Awesome.
it is a history of Washington myths and Native American folklore.
Ah, yes. So give me a roll on your. Let's go social science.
Okay.
You're looking into all of your anthropology and things like that.
What is that?
6.
I've never played this before.
That's a 6.
6.
It's a 6?
I would like to re-roll all of these things. Is that can I use a puppy power?
What was your total roll?
12.
Okay, so what we'll do is we can burn off a couple of points
Right.
and a couple of Scooby snacks, and that will help you to make it.
Excellent. So should I?
That's how that will work. So guys, there are 3 Scooby snacks left in the docket. Okay? Just so you all know, plus the individual ones that you have, which technically we could have used, we didn't, I don't care. So yeah, you happen to, in a very, very interesting burst of convenience, you pull out this book written by Tracy West.
Tracy West.
Who was this wonderful author, and you.
What are Tracy West's credentials?
Tracy West is well known for her work in studying the Bigfoot beast.
Okay.
She is a very scholastic person.
Excellent.
Very scholastic.
I like it.
And and so you're able to find in your research there that the Bigfoot beast is well known for its ruby red eyes and its horrendous claws and big sharp pointing teeth and Cro-Magnon eyebrows, and it looks a lot like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
There you go.
I come out with a canoe over my head. You
course you
can't
do.
see me. It's just from here. You can't see.
I
You
like
can only
it.
see me from here down. Well, let's go fishing, Shiny.
Scooby and I are gonna hit the river.
Don't hit it too hard.
Okay.
Is it still daytime?
It is still daytime.
Okay, then I'm definitely on the beach.
It's right
yeah.
after. It's summer, so it's late. So the sun stays up late, and it's still possible for you to head down there as well. So who else heading to the beach? You're
we're heading
at the
to the-
campground.
I'll go to the beach, but I'm going to bring my book, and I'm only going to sit underneath the umbrella because I just burn like that.
I like it. And then you are sunning
Yes.
I am also sunning.
in the vicinity somewhere.
Yes.
I like it. And
When we put the boat in the water, I dress myself like a gondolier, and so Shaggy can lay down.
And I'm like laying back with a little parasol.
I like it. And somewhere some oddly Italian-esque music starts playing.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually me. I pulled out a squeeze post.
This sure is the life, ain't it, Scoob?
Absolutely. So as you're going into the lake and such, the trout start. Every once in a while you see one hop leap. And you can see some swimming around underneath.
Scooby probably jumps up and snags a fish in midair, and Shaggy does the exact same thing in a very dog-like
Crazy
style.
RPG.
Like, you're all like this.
So that was. Oh, thanks.
Ooh.
So
Dice.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah, they also
Sweet.
roll a dice.
On it.
yeah, so that's going to switch you all to smaller dice. So in this case, if you have D4s, you can use those for your next check, or you can use a D8 and cut it in half. Not literally, you know what I mean?
Because it would smell.
Use your math skills. And actually, it's kind of ironic because Shaggy and Scooby, I need you both to give me body checks to see if you're capable of pulling off this leaping fish catch move that you want to make.
So is it meat or...
You want to beat it.
Meat or under?
Did you hit it right on?
I hit it right on. My
Okay,
body is
so
4,
you
and
made it. Perfect. So
Right on.
Okay, so you were able to launch yourself out, Scooby, in this beautiful example of canine athletic skill, and you snatch it in your mouth,
graceful.
and you do a backflip and a front flip, defying physics. Land in the canoe. Shaggy thinks this is great. He wants to do the same thing, so he leaps himself out, and he manages to catch the very tail end of the fish in his mouth, and then he slams into the canoe on his landing does not stick. It's not solid.
But I do catch the fish on a plate, though.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you did. Yes, that you conveniently whipped out from nowhere. I thought about giving you a pocket dimension as part of your trip. When we do this again, I'm going to rebuild it and give you a pocket dimension for that reason.
PPP Puppy Power. We'll miss you, Hellspawn, and thank you for everything. Hashtag Puppy Power. Hashtag Velma.
Thanks,
So that is a roll best of 3 for you right there with
Okay.
Puppy Power.
Thanks,
Thank you, Chef, for all
Scoob.
of
It
your
seemed
support.
like a good idea at the time.
So you guys spend some time going around fishing and such. Those of you who are on the lakeshore,
I have cucumbers on my eyes, and I am just kind of lounging on a beach towel.
I like it.
And I am, there's a chair sitting next to her, and I was going to come thinking about sitting down next to her, so I just kind of go and like lean on the chair, but it's one of those light beach chairs, so I'm just kind of like...
What's happening?
Oh, Scooby did that thing that he does.
Oh, Scooby.
How are you doing today? You smell,
I'm side-eyeing them at this point. I'm just kind
like
of
your
looking
cucumbers.
over there like,
Thank you.
Are they fresh?
Obviously.
Good one. I look over to Daphne, or Velma, and I'm like, help me. You're smart. I'm still like not very far from her. She can totally hear me whispering.
Exactly. Very ineffective stage whisper.
So, Daphne, you scared about the big monster?
Not particularly.
You're so brave. That's it's a good, noble, sexy trait. Noble, honorable trait.
Well, thank you.
hey, Freddy, I have an idea. Try not being creepy.
Thank you, Velma. I just kind of slowly
Dad.
crawl away.
Yeah.
Cut through a
How
lot
about that
there.
monster, that Bigfoot?
The monster?
Yes, the monster. I don't know. I think there was something weird something fishy about that Mr. Lundgren.
It is strange that nobody is here. I'll give you that. I do like lounging on the beach, but we could go look for clues. I wouldn't mind going on a hike and exploring to see if we could find Bigfoot tracks.
You know how I can't refuse a mystery.
Well, that is why we're on the team together.
Yes.
Okay. What if we went on a hike? What do you think we could entice Scooby and Shaggy with Scooby snacks or food of some kind to go on a hike?
I believe
Trail mix.
trail mix.
Trail mix would be an excellent way
Yes.
to entice them.
I want to go see if we can find any kind of footprints or something like that this Bigfoot may have left.
Clumps of fur, even.
Yes, we have to help Mr. Lundgren get his place back before that, suited weirdo tries to buy it out.
The bald man with the nice car.
Yes, the bald man with the nice car. Of
Yes.
course, that's what you noticed.
It was a nice car.
Hey, Scoob, I think I've got the big one here.
So, yeah, it is. If you want a little bit, Sarah, it is a little bit.
I know.
Hold on back. Okay.
This is too tight.
No, you're fine.
And we pull.
Hashtag Puppy Power for the bombshell of the group. Hashtag Daphne.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be me.
I thought it was
No,
going
it
to
was
be Dan.
definitely
I didn't think it was going to be Dan for a second.
It's her character on Metaverse.
I pull out a gigantic boot out of the water.
Yes.
And the whole canoe flips and spins over and lands us in the water and drenches everyone on the shore.
And all the kids at home laugh.
The laugh track.
Oh, Shaggy and Scooby.
Ah, my hair. I'm assuming you were drenching us.
Splash.
Yes.
So you're
thing
back
it's
on
a
the
cartoon
shore.
and it dries
You
immediately.
guys have decided you want to go exploring for tracks. It is still relatively bright. It's getting a little darker. It's not too dark. You can still see.
I have a pink flashlight in our tent.
Fantastic. Does anyone else have a flashlight
I
or
have
a
a
torch
headlight.
for our UK followers?
The headlight.
Puppy Power for Shaggy and Fred. How much do we have to raise to get them on the channel all the time and be there?
First first talk to Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So each one of you
Maybe don't talk to him.
Never mind.
It's actually the best thing about it.
Sorry.
roll 3 that time then, and use your best option. Is what you can do. So and you're back, and just make sure everyone knows you're all back on D6s now.
So yeah, Velma is, utilitarian. She's got a headlight strapped on.
Yep.
Not about looking cute.
I like it.
Going looking for mysteries.
I like it. So you're
Yes,
like,
and a GoPro.
what? GoPro. You got a GoPro. Is it connected to the web? So you're like live streaming
Yes,
the whole time you're
I
doing
am live
this?
streaming this.
I like it.
Shaggy has
See for the YouTube channels. Yeah.
Yes.
Shaggy has a big old metal flashlight, D-cell batteries, classic style.
I like it.
My pink flashlight has little white flowers on it.
I have a big old electric lantern.
Scooby, you're. That makes sense. Okay, so the 5 of you then. It isn't quite to the flashlight period yet, but it's getting dark. It is getting. You're wise to bring them with you because it will get darker. So you go
We've also
hiking
got a
off through the
huge
trails
bag
and
of
such.
trail mix.
And after you've been hiking around for a little while, you do start seeing some tracks, but they don't look like any. They don't look like tracks you've seen before. These look more like. Let's see. Let me consult my reference.
The GM Bible.
The complete works of Tracy West. Thank you, Tracy, wherever you are. These tracks look like hooves embedded in stone.
Embedded in stone?
Stone?
I have wilderness tracking. Can
And
I
so,
roll?
yeah, you can give me a roll on wilderness tracking.
So cut that in half, right? So 5.
5. You've never seen tracks. If you didn't know better, you'd swear that these looked like tracks of some sort of pig-like.
A pig? Not.
Pig-like animal of some sort or something.
That is not where I expected
And
this
as
Bigfoot
you're
to
standing
go.
there looking at these, this voice calls out from over the other side of this little rocky hill that you were checking these out on, and you hear this voice say. Like, get off there right now. Like, what do you think you're doing? Like, move away. You're gonna destroy them. What are you thinking? And this woman starts clambering over the hill down your direction. She's wearing jeans and a blue shirt and a cap. She has short blonde hair and a backpack.
Is it cute? Is her outfit cute?
It's utilitarian, but still semi-fashionable.
No.
So it's cute-like.
Cute light.
It's
Okay.
cute-esque.
Got it.
Of or pertaining to cute. And she says, those are like totally Arachtheotherium tracks you're stepping on? Like, what are you doing?
Arachthea what?
What was that word again?
Could you say that again slowly?
Arachtheotherium. Arachtheotherium? Like,
Okay.
can't you tell just looking at them?
Could you explain
And
a little
actually,
bit more?
Velma, if you want, you can give me a physical sciences roll, please.
I would love to.
Gee, Scoob, I didn't know they had arachnophobia out here in the woods.
That's a 5.
A 5? Mm-hmm. Oh, so you immediately are aware that the Arachnotherium is an extinct genus of Entelodont artiodactyl endemic to North America during the Eocene and Oligocene.
So it is a
epochs.
dinosaur of sorts.
No, it is actually commonly known as a hell pig or a Terminator pig. I'm not making this up, Chad. That is a real thing.
You just made my day, Chris Odie.
Yes, it is a hell pig, and it was an omnivore, warthog-esque thing that lived about 24 to 38 million years ago, and was a badass.
Oh, do you study the hill pigs?
And so as soon as you say that, she says, like, you seem to know something about paleontology. Are you here to, like, steal my claim? I found this first. This is my discovery.
Oh, no,
if you were here to try and, like, take this from me...
My friends and I are just here to camp. There's a campground down the road, the Happy Camper Campground. It doesn't seem that happy, I gotta be honest.
I have told Lundgren so many times to keep the tourists away from here. They're just going to trample over and destroy all of these fossilized footprints. I don't understand why he can't get this straight.
Well, we're not exactly
It took me
tourists.
weeks to uncover these tracks. I'll never get my job done if tourists keep
How long have you
trampling
been working
everything.
here?
I hadn't really endowed that, so we'll say 3 weeks.
Okay.
We're not exactly tourists.
Yeah.
We're solving a mystery.
Speak for yourselves.
A mystery? Like, what kind of mystery?
Well, we've been told that there's a mysterious giant animal of some kind, like haunting, scaring people, and making it very difficult for Mr. Lundgren's campground to succeed.
You guys, I don't want to think about the Bigfoot beast.
And you've been out here consistently for about 3 weeks. Have you seen any signs of the Bigfoot beast?
I pull out some pink earmuffs for Shaggy and Scooby so they don't have to listen to the Bigfoot talk.
And
One turn that they
you
share.
take one pair. I throw some Scooby snacks in their direction to distract them a little bit out of my pocket.
I like it. I do the same thing to our children sometimes. Here's some goldfish. Okay, so your question was how many, so about 3 weeks, Bigfoot beast.
Like, have you seen anything strange?
I've seen all sorts of animals out here, but no Bigfoot beast. But hey, if it's keeping the campers away, then that is all right by me. Anything to protect these fossils.
Well, what kind of animals have you seen?
And she starts listing off, deer and elk and a bear and a very friendly
this is not the answer I was hoping.
squirrel and a couple of raccoons and
Very concise.
Friendly squirrel? How friendly was the squirrel?
there was a group of kids that came by at one point with a talking shark that should never have been able to be on land, and no one understood how that worked.
That was weird.
Jabberjaw reference.
Jabberjaw. Nice Jabberjaw.
Thank you.
Did they have a band, too?
I think they were supposed to if they didn't.
Weird. Well,
So she's kind of done with you all now that she knows you're not going to touch the fossils, and so she
By
just
the
goes,
way, what was your name?
Dr. Tiffany Ambrosia.
Dr. Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
That would have been friendly.
All right, well, thanks, Dr.
Thank you, Doctor.
Don't mention it. And make sure you keep your feet off of my fossils.
And make sure you keep your feet safe, just in case the Bigfoot beast is real.
And she just gives you this look like, okay. And then she walks on.
Well, you guys heard her. We'd better get back to the campsite.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Velma. I'm sorry.
As we're walking away,
Yeah.
can I see any of the things that she's got in her campground, like in her campsite?
Give me a roll
I want to
on...
use my heightened awareness.
Oh, yes.
I also
See if there's
burglary in case you see something useful.
Excellent.
I can maybe sneak
we're
in.
the best team.
I like it. Go ahead and give me a burglary roll, like you're casing the joint. Case the joint, see?
So do you need the roll for heightened awareness?
Yeah, give me a roll.
wanna
Give yourself a bonus there and give me a roll on...
I beat my burglary by 2.
let's just use your mind roll because you're trying to be...
that's a 1.
That's good.
You rolled
Or no,
six.
that is a 6. Just kidding. So that is a 3, basically 4. Yeah.
Your total was what?
It's 7.
Yeah. So a 3 or
Your total was 7.
I beat mine by 2.
You beat yours by 2.
That's not
Do you still have any?
just kidding.
Do you still have any Scooby snacks?
I do.
If you have 3, you
I have 2.
have 2.
we
Burn
have one
2.
of them.
I'll burn 1, and then you'll both make your rolls.
Awesome.
So just so you all know, there is 1 community puppy power left, and there are only 2 Scooby snacks left. You are down to 2 of them. Just so you know, that's a hint, chat. And yeah. So the 2 of you get to a spot where you can kind of peek over the log and look down.
What do you see?
Peek back down.
3 more Scooby snacks.
Nice. Thanks, Scrappy.
Thank you. You see that she has a single person tent, as well as a nice a single burner camp stove. She has a bit of a setup there. She's a light packer. She doesn't seem to have a lot of gear. The backpack that was on her back was more of a day pack, and she's got some extra gear there that seems like she's kind of done a few treks back and forth. She has a larger pack that is at her tent that is kind of like her I use this to hike out here tent.
Peeking out of these, packs.
Out of those packs?
Yeah. Anything interesting of note?
Do you see anything suspicious? What? That was louder than me yelling.
Give me a soul roll, Fred.
A soul roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. It's the enhanced Scooby.
That's
4.
That's cute.
It's 4.
And my soul is 4.
And it's actually you get a 3 because for that brief moment Scooby left the group. I don't know
okay.
where he went. So for one moment,
Okay.
Technically, you were getting a 2-point bonus there and a 1-point penalty there. So we'll say you beat it by 1. And so you didn't alert her barely, and but yeah, as you two are looking down, you do see in her large backpack, you do see some very bulky boots off to the side, and also some what seems to be some sort of furry heavy gear. Yeah.
How interesting.
It is interesting. I sort of feel like we should maybe take samples of some of that so we can match it to something else we find maybe later.
Is she around?
She is back at her campsite.
Who said you're not the smart one? So she's back in her campsite, so we can't really sneak
We're using
over
the
there
Sarah
without-
Michelle Gellar inspired version of Daphne today, the version that's competent.
Yes. So
That has a
we
purpose.
can't really scoot over there without her seeing us, right?
You could try to distract her as a group if you want to go over to her
I was
campsite.
say, Shaggy, Scooby, you have those costumes, right?
Well, we've got all sorts of costumes.
Why don't you try to create a diversion while we see if we can get some samples? Cosplay.
Why did I not give you pocket dimensions? I really should have. Just consider them to be on your sheets.
They're there now.
Shaggy, Scooby, will you do it for 1 Scooby snack? How about 2 Scooby snacks?
I don't know.
How about this whole bag of trail mix? It has
mix.
evidence.
Scooby snacks.
Got it.
Okay, I just throw them everything.
Scooby gets all of it, and Shaggy is left with his tongue sticking out.
Sometimes. Except the characters do it in the game, confusing the hell out of the NPC.
Theme song time, yes!
Characters do it in the game.
Really? In the middle of the
Yes.
game.
Yes. So you need to sing, and this is actually something you do during the during your.
So that's really scooping.
Yeah. So this can be part of this.
Yeah.
You need to work this into your distraction now.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So we decide to get all meta for our distraction.
For your distraction, you remember that you recently saw this interesting documentary about your crew of adventurers, and it was called Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And it had this amazingly catchy theme song that they used. And so now you need to work that theme song, and I'll even help you out so you can learn the lyrics this time. But you need to work it into the distraction of Dr. Tiffany Ambrosia.
Okay.
So what's the plan, guys?
All right. So Scooby and Shaggy go over and distract Dr. Tiffany Ambrosia with a song and costumes, song and dance men as they are. Then we sneak over to her stuff. And I'm gonna look, and you're gonna look, and Fred's gonna stand there and keep a lookout.
Okay,
Sounds good?
I
Sounds
guess-
good.
I like this plan.
I guess I know what it feels like to get thrown under the mystery machine, huh, Scoob?
Nice reference.
All right. So Scooby,
On your next roll, Shaggy, give yourself a 1-point bonus. I really
you.
Oh, good.
something tells me we're going to need it real soon.
So the plan again in a nutshell.
Oh, we're going to put on a show
Yeah.
to distract her while they
So she's sitting at the campground. She has a camping chair that she's kicked out. She's sitting back, thumbing through a book called Paleontology and You.
That makes sense.
What it's called?
And then what do we do? We come in with top hats and canes?
I think we come in, we're going to act out the intro, but we're dressed up as each other. So I show up dressed as Scooby, and he comes in dressed as Shaggy.
I like it.
And we just start off with hey there, since you're a paleontologist, you must know about the Scooby-Doo show, right?
Yeah.
Of course, I watch it. Excuse me. I totally caught that. It's trending on Netflix.
Puppy power for hashtag Fred because I'm a fan of the fancy handkerchief.
It is fancy.
It's an
Thank you.
ascot.
It's an ascot, and I'm worth it.
And I just realized total-wise, I've got to split you guys up pretty soon, so I'm going to force that, just so you know. I was streaming it on Netflix before I came out here. It's an amazing show about these kids and their talking dog. What a crazy idea, huh?
We were just wondering if you could evaluate our community theater production that we're staging.
I come out and I've got a director's beret.
Yeah.
I got a clipboard.
And there, I pull out like one of those director's stools that expands, and it says Dr. Ambrosia on it.
I've not told you this lately, Chad. I love working here. That sounds good. Give me a soul roll, please.
All right. And I'm gonna use my
I need
puppy
one from
power
each
for
of
this.
you, please. And you can puppy power it if
like-
you want.
All of us?
These two.
Okay. 4.
Or, okay, so you beat it.
Yep.
Wow. What am I doing here?
Rolling versus. You pick the best two. So.
Yeah, so roll 3, I would recommend, and then choose your best 2.
Like that?
Yep. So you beat it by 1. 6.
Perfect. Yeah, so she's interested. She wants to watch this production.
Great.
I love community theater. It's an amazing way to give back to your local populace, so please, go right ahead.
It goes a little something like this. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, where are you? You got some work to do now. Something Scooby-Doo,
Where are you? We need some help from you now. She joins you in. Come on, Scooby-Doo. I see you. Pretending you got a sliver. But you're not fooling me. Cause I can't see the way you shake and shiver. You know you got a mystery to solve. Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't run back. There you go. And Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna find yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact.
And I toss a snack to
Scooby,
him.
Scooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're
willing.
If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know we'll catch that feeling. You did such an amazing job that she joined in with you. She completely lost her Valley Girl accent. She was reminded of back when she, before she learned that trope through some marathon of Clueless that she'd
TV
watch.
tropes.
And yes, exactly. Yeah, she's completely enamored by what you're doing and getting into it. She's dancing, like she's all sorts of things.
I give her her own cane
As
and
that's
her own hat.
happening,
Yeah.
as this beautiful act is happening, we are doing that cartoon thing where you kind of like take a step at a time together in a line, and then you're like just ting, ting, ting,
And then
ting. Yep.
I like it. I like it.
I think I should check out the fur pieces because I have domestic arts.
I'm going to check. I'm going to look at her boots and see if the bottom of them match up to her foot.
I like this.
I am currently up in a tree with a squirrel, a very happy squirrel.
How did you get there?
And I climbed with my climbing skills. I was up there looking out and just thinking about how inaccurate that theme song was, and then I never really noticed that we sang that. Because it's always Velma, me, and Daphne doing all the hard work. But
It's true.
Scooby gets the whole theme song. I think it's a little
He does.
unfair.
However-
I'm not mad. I'm not terribly mad.
But
It's a
Scooby
little-
and Shaggy are
upset.
often used as live bait by Fred.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is statistically there will come a point where the show will end because that won't work anymore.
Yeah. Statistically, all things converge to that. It's my one plan. It's my one move.
The thing you never thought about as a child. Eventually, they're gonna die.
Yeah. These kids are not
Can't
going to make it out.
imagine. Yeah, I can't
So-
imagine they're ever going to reach a happy retirement.
Well, it's not much, they're not making money. Like they're just doing
it's
it.
not clear.
They're doing it
I
for
have
the
my
economics
own
of the
money,
show.
So I'm
So I want to take a look at the bottom of her shoes,
Yes.
her hiking boots,
Yes.
and see if they're like normal shoes.
So I need a climbing check from Fred, a breaking and entering check from Daphne.
I'm going to use my puppy power.
You go
roll.
right ahead, and from Velma, please give me a.
So best of 3. Okay, so
Please give me a soul check.
I beat mine
Velma.
by 4 for burglary.
I beat mine by 6
Do we
for
have
climbing.
any Scooby
We've got
snacks?
community Scooby snacks. We have 5 of them right now. It could be burned,
Cool.
so that can give you up to a +2.
Okay. Sorry. So
many-
I got a 6.
You roll a 6.
Yeah.
That'll make it then.
Okay. Cool.
So we will burn off. You have 1 community Scooby snack left.
I'm going to take a little
Chat.
snip of
Thank
the
you,
fur
Chat.
as a sample and put it in one of my little pink baggies.
Oh, you take a sip of. Nice.
Like thanks, #Velma.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Like thanks.
Thank you very much. So, like, thanks means next time, Velma, you're going to use a smaller die.
Okay.
For your next roll. So you will, or actually, I take that back. That's a group thing. So all of you,
Nice.
You know, it was tagged for you. All of you. Your next roll, use smaller die.
Like
So either probably easiest to just take the 8 and divide by 2, or if you got 4s, that's great. So yes, you guys, you have been amazingly effective in your distraction. You 3 have been amazingly effective in your climbing a tree.
been doing this for a while
and then
now, we're
actually
pretty good
checking
at
out the camp. I like this plan. And Fred, while you're up there, the local squirrel actually starts jabbering to you, similar to that adorable scene in The Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
And so yeah, the whole it's cute. This one little squirrel comes up and starts trying to flirt with you, and she's trying to do the whole. It's heartbreaking actually.
Yeah.
It is.
If you watch that scene as a grown up, it kills you.
That is a hard scene.
It
yeah.
hard. It
I just
really
like,
is.
No, squirrel. I don't know. I really like her, and you're really great. I just can't stop thinking about her. Her hair is red as really red crayons.
The squirrel pulls out a pad of paper and a pencil from somewhere and starts.
Couch?
Poetic.
Yeah, and just kind of sits down and gestures for you to tell her more.
Put my leg up on the tree branch and was sitting back like, I just don't know. I feel like no matter how many mysteries I'll solve, I'll never solve the true mystery of who I really am.
Squeak, 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 squeak.
Really, frankly, I think it stems back from my dad.
Squeak.
We had a rough relationship. He didn't like my traps. I liked the Rube Goldberg. He wanted me to study basketball. How do you study basketball, Dad? How?
Can I give Ron a Chris for that very depressing image of the last ever episode of Scooby-Doo? Next on Hyper, Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are the guests of honor at the Red Wedding.
Thank you, Chad.
Oh my God.
So I have a ruh-roh because the next time I see something, I have to roll harder against you guys.
Spoilers. That also doesn't turn out well.
They changed the soundtrack to the Reigns of Caston.
Oh God.
Yeah, so the squirrel is sitting here taking notes and goes squeak, 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 and really trying to get into the heart of this with you. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
down
and
at the
he's like
campsite,
laying on a
Velma
therapist
and
couch.
Daphne have, dun, 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 dun. You've worked your way in. You've gotten a sample of this kind of furry jacket thing that she had going on. You've checked out the heels on her boots.
Anything interesting on the? I flip them over and I look at them, and do I see anything good?
There's mud.
Just mud. It's just a normal shoe.
These
There's
seem
no
to be
like
really
weird.
heavy hiking boots.
It's
These
not
are
like she's carved some interesting.
No, they're
footprint
very
into
well
it.
insulated. These look like ones that would really be good for wading through water and dealing with sharp river rocks and things like that. And yeah, that's what you're able to take. And if
Okay.
you want, you can snap a picture of the heel or
Yes.
with your camera.
I would love to do
So
that.
you do that, you put everything back, and then you depart. She thanks you guys for your rousing community rendition of Scooby-Doo Where Are You?, the Netflix special about these kids and their mystery machine powers. Sure, why not?
Roll with it.
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby. Okay, sing it well and sing it loud. I really want to hear the power of Chad shining through. No, I meant friendship or same thing with Tess.
Be sure
So is that
You
just
have
for
the
him?
power of Chad.
It's gotta be.
Okay, so I will do this. I like the impressions
Can you-
idea
Do
on
you want
this
me to
theme
find
song.
your Space Princess crown?
Is my Space Princess crown still back there? So I'm actually wearing the shirt, so this works pretty well. And I'm going to do it relatively quickly so that we can move on into the
Do it
plot
like
and
2
such.
times speed and see how it goes.
Do you find it?
This is mine, but you can-
I'll wear yours.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's adorbs. Chad says adorbs.
Hey, you want to get that right side up.
No, it is right side because I
And
need
then
the
rest
keystone in my forehead. It's the whole. You've never watched Metaverse, have you? I'm judging you right now. Okay. You are a busy man. I appreciate that. We'll have you on the show, and then you'll have no excuse to break into the fourth wall. Fourth wall be damned. Now I have a penalty. Darn it. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you, pretending you got a sliver. Ow! But you're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve. Scooby-Doo, ready for your act. Don't hold back. Scooby-Doo, if you come to, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Come on, Scooby-Doo. I got lost. Scooby, Scooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know we'll catch that villain.
Yeah!
Thank you for bringing back Brad and Chad.
I couldn't find Brad, sorry.
That's okay. I think Brad's at home, isn't he?
I have no idea.
I think I had to fix him because he lost his mouth last time.
All right.
So, thank you for that random introduction. The escapade you went on went well. You worked your way back to the camp.
What time is it?
It is 3:52.
So there's still sun in the sky.
Oh, you meant in the game. I thought you meant right now.
Is it really?
It's 3:52
Yes. Is it
in real
3:52 in the
life.
game?
We should try to solve a mystery. Or
I
something.
know.
Earlier in the game, we were in sync. It was 3:10 in the game and
Okay.
here, and now time in the game is just fast, really
All right.
quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're back at the campsite. It's getting dark now. It is time to call it a night. You guys have your hammock. You've got your tent. No, you've got your rock fortress. You've got your tent.
Yes.
I put on my sleeping mask that's pink. And
We're
I am
sharing
wearing
a tent.
purple jammies that have pink little fuzzies on the edges.
Sounds about right.
We have pajamas and we have those long hats that you
The
wear.
best. That is the
I've
best.
got orange footy pajamas.
I am wearing pajamas that match my exact outfit that I was wearing before. They're just like a little softer material. That's the only
It's
difference.
like Barney Simpson in How I Met Your Mother with his sleeping suit.
Basically.
I love that scene.
Stinson.
Stinson. Did I say Simpson?
You did.
Stinson. I'm sorry. Barney
That'd be an
Stinson.
interesting mashup.
The Stinsons. Wait for it. So yeah, you climb into bed and you get ready for sleep, and you doze off. And you're the Scooby Gang. You're not like a D&D party, so
I doze off with my
so
book
there's
on
no
my
like
face.
night watch that you do or anything. And in the middle of the night, Shaggy, your stomach starts grumbling a bit because you're a little bit hungry. You haven't eaten for at least 3 hours, and you are awoken by this, and you figure it's time to go make yourself a snack.
So what happens is I'm actually dreaming of a smell, and you can like see the lines of the smell, and I'm floating along while sleeping, just like following the scent, even though there actually isn't one there. And then suddenly I wake up, realize I'm midair and wasn't dreaming, and I scramble and I fall to the ground.
I like it.
And then I'm going to go make myself a giant sandwich.
So you have brought a lot of food and supplies to the campsite, but there's a couple of ingredients that you were really missing that are back in the mystery machine. You realize you should go back there. So you should grab yourself a light source and head off towards the mystery machine.
Great. Am I allowed to wake anyone up to come with me, or is it just...
I think Shaggy just randomly decides he's going to brave this out because he's so focused on food right now.
Great.
So you're walking
So I
back.
grab my flashlight.
Yep.
Oh, I really want to make a super Shaggy sandwich, but it means getting the sardines out of the van. Better go do that.
So you start walking down the trail back the way that you originally came, and every once in a while you hear, the sounds of night creatures, owls, and more owls, and
Just a lot of owls.
It's a lot
a lot of
darker.
owls around here.
It's a lot darker out here at night than I thought it would be.
You start hearing some rustling after a little while, and the brush is a little bit behind you, actually, back between you and the camp.
What was that? Scoob, is that you?
You turn back around and you look in the brush, and you can see these eyes glowing in the night. The yellow eyes looking at you, glowing.
Yipe! And my feet do that whole spinny thing.
Now, if you spin, and you don't seem to get anywhere because you're so scared.
Yeah.
And then, of course, inevitably, the creature jumps out of the bush. Nice work, Mark. And it turns out just be a raccoon.
Oh, you're so scared.
And it is a little scary that this raccoon is being so friendly, because that probably indicates it's too familiar with human beings and or has rabies.
Yeah.
But it does leave you alone and passes on.
Oh.
It doesn't pass on. That means it died. It moves along. It dies. Right there.
Just dead.
I said it. It did have rabies, unfortunately. So no, it moves on. It
Just a
moves on.
dying raccoon. Oh, I should go back to the group, but I really want that sandwich.
Yeah, so you continue to walk along, and you're moving towards the mystery machine and such, and then sure enough, after a little bit, you start hearing some more shaking in the brush and such.
Oh, Scoob, this better be you this time. I can't take any of your practical jokes anymore.
Yeah, so you turn around this time and you see again these glowing eyes, but this time these eyes are glowing and they are red eyes. And the light from your flashlight, as you point it at the feet where you think would be the raccoons, and you start going up, panning up the body, and it's this big, hairy, Bigfoot beast that stands and stares at you and goes,
It's the Bigfoot beast! And I scamper back to the group as fast as I can.
nice. I like it. I did hear it. Mark's on point.
MVP.
Good job, Mark.
Mark is friggin' awesome at this. So yeah, you go running back towards the campsite, and you could summon Scooby if you wanted. Remember, you've got that ability.
I don't think I'm thinking about that right now.
Okay, so as you're running, give me well, let's see. So are you scared?
I'm super scared.
You were terrified,
So
which
I have
means
speed enhancement.
Exactly, you were terrified, which means that you get speed enhancement, high jump, and water walking.
Yes.
So you are just sprinting away from this beast. The beast tries to lunge at you, and as you're running, you come across a stream that you'd had to cross over a bridge. Actually, it was a small river, and you skip the bridge. You just run across the water, and you're just and you make your way back to camp, safe and sound.
Everybody wake up!
What? Like, the book falls right off my face.
I still have the sleep mask on, and I like peep my head out of it. What's going on?
I was writing in a notebook as my therapist told me I should do. And I just,
Squirrel.
what's
He actually has an appointment with the squirrel the next day.
You guys, it's real!
Yeah, so Daphne and I poke our heads out. She's up here.
I'm still wearing
like
this,
here.
and I'm still wearing the sleep mask.
Yes, see anything? I like that.
I saw the Bigfoot beast! The Bigfoot beast! It's real!
Monsters aren't real.
Well, I saw it. It had big red eyes and feet.
Every time you think you see a monster, doesn't that turn out to be some old man?
That does sound like the Bigfoot that I read about in my book, though.
Listen, I'm not here to do a statistical analysis of our past record of mysteries that we've solved. I'm just telling you that the beast is out there and it's real. Come on, I'll show you.
Okay. Grab my
Why
flashlight.
would we run towards the beast?
Excellent point,
If
Velma.
this is the mystery we're trying to solve, I think we should.
Yeah, let's go.
Extra Scooby snacks.
I'm cooking a hot dog over a fire.
I take the hot dog, and I say, follow me if you want your hot dog.
I've heard that so many times.
Sorry, Scoob. Can't do anything about ultimatums.
So you all grab your various light sources that you discussed before, and you go back towards
Danger.
And so I'm following behind the group with this stick that has the hot dog on
like
it. So
it.
I'm kind of like backing up and taunting Scooby.
I like it. So as you're
I'm leading them towards the van.
Yeah.
Presumably we're gonna come across a dead raccoon.
You will. That's actually your
we're gonna
mark. Yeah, the raccoon that passed on.
Yeah.
Is there.
I touch the raccoon and like lick my hand and like it's fresh. No, I don't do that. I don't want to do that. Chicken man. I don't want to look at dead raccoon.
If you want to give me a wilderness survival check, we could see if you knew how to do it without hurting yourself.
Sounds good.
Now you can ace this because you got a great score there.
And I'm using the D6s, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you can-
5.
Oh yeah, you made it with. Yeah, you knew exactly. You were able to identify exactly when this raccoon keeled over and what it died from.
Okay, it was rabies, guys, and it died a couple,
It's
like 30
great
minutes
that
ago, maybe
you
tops.
tasted its blood.
Careful, Scoob.
That's not food.
Scooby.
So, can
No.
we see anything around us
No.
that would imply that there was actually a Bigfoot-like figure around us?
Excellent question, Velma. So what I can get from Velma, from Fred, if you could please give me wilderness tracking rolls.
7 out of 7.
8 out of 7.
Scooby, you've got wilderness tracking too.
Got my nose, my friend.
Scooby's not completely useless. He's got some skills here.
Scooby, you should check that out.
How much did you beat it by, Fred?
Oh, I didn't beat it. I
Okay.
lost by 1.
7.
You beat it by 7?
No, I beat it. I hit it.
On the dot.
Yeah.
By 2? 3? By 4? Okay, by 5.
In dog years.
7.
Kidding.
By 7.
By 3. How many Scooby Snacks do you have as individuals right now, Velma and Fred and Scooby?
I don't think I have any.
You're out.
I think I have like 1 or 2.
If you could each burn the ones that you have left. Okay, thank you.
So that's the, what is that one?
So that is going to, and then we're out of community Scooby Snacks then. Just so you guys are aware, I have 1 puppy power here left for you that someone can use, but I have no Scooby Snacks left for anyone.
I have.
Just so you know, you've got 1. So, but no, so that gives you enough. It takes you guys a little bit. It's a little surprising how long it took you to dig around and find this, but you were able to dig around, and you do notice as you're going around the brush and such, you finally come across a soft spot in the ground where there are a couple of footprints, and the footprints are not. Yes, it's exactly what Scooby does.
He points.
Is that they are not huge Bigfoot footprints, but rather these are much smaller footprints.
Do they look like hiking boots?
They don't look like
They
hiking
look like hell pig
boots.
boots.
They just look like a generic cartoon footprint. There's a heel shaped like this, and there's
And
a
the
top
toes?
part. There's a top part, and that's it.
Can I use my police science forensics to see if I can judge what size of shoes they are?
Absolutely, you can.
Maybe what brand?
You can absolutely give me that roll.
Okay.
He is a
You have that, and I
man.
have sports.
You have track.
Sports.
Yeah.
6.
I've got poisons.
What did you get? A 6?
6, so I'd be by 1.
Beat it by 1. You can't get a brand off it or such, but you would guesstimate that this is probably a man's size 7 shoe.
This is definitely a man size 7.
Like time for Zoinks gang.
Zoinks.
I will look that up. Zoinks, you have to use harder, so you can roll D8s.
Hey.
So D8s for your next rolls, everybody.
Oh, man.
Thank you for that, chat.
Oh,
If this was another show, I would be
we're
flipping out.
gonna die of like food
You can still do it. I just have to give you a penalty.
Hey, we
then.
haven't really cursed, have we?
No, you haven't. I've been really
Nice.
surprised.
That's what happens when you get into this.
Your father's taking advantage of the fact that his hands are right up his sleeve, so he can.
He just mutters.
That's also just Mitch when he's not.
You gotta watch out for the network censors.
The what was I gonna say? Oh, it doesn't have to be a men's size 7, but it's that size.
It's size 7.
I don't know the women's equivalent because I just
Like a
wear.
5.
It's a 5.
You went very small.
That's how it works.
Yeah, you did. You did go
Yeah,
small.
it was supposed to be small.
Ask for hashtag Velma. We need you to send them dog right chat. Also food. Battery food. Battery
Food.
Battery food.
Nice.
Battery food.
Thank you, Chad.
Battery food. Battery food. Battery food.
Let's see. I got so
Thank you.
lost in
I
there.
missed what that
I
was,
missed what
though.
it was.
Something about a food battery.
I'm not
I
sure.
think it was definitely.
Well,
I thought it was
food battery
food.
food came up in Valiant this week.
Yes.
It's kind of like bubblegum parachute flex dab vape, although it's not a T-shirt or a single yet, which will be.
Not yet.
I had that stuff.
They haven't been a band.
Now that's the run. Is we got to try and get ours done first before they do. Oh, there it is. 2 Scooby Snacks for Velma.
Thank
That's what it is. So that's what we got.
Jinkies.
So you've got 2. I have none left in the community pot. Who has Scooby Snacks left?
I've got 1.
I have 1.
5. Velma's doing great.
Yeah,
1.
2.
Okay. So, no, these are small feet for an adult.
These guys are men's 7 or women's maybe 5. Not that I know a lot about women's shoes or pay
There
attention
are
to.
very cute shoes in size 5, I've noticed.
You guys, it was the Bigfoot beast.
Those feet are pretty small,
That
Shaggy.
would be a small foot beast.
I'm just telling you what I saw. How
Velma,
come
give
none of
me
you
a
ever believe
mind
me?
check.
Mind check?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Actually, technically, anyone can give me a mind check. She's just most likely to make
Yeah, I
it.
feel like I'm not going to go for
If I
this with different
won.
dice now.
Roll one roll. We'll use your puppy power on it, or use your.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We have to use the D8s too.
Yeah, use this.
So.
Yeah, that's right. So you need to roll. Did you roll D8s?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So use
then
one
if I
Scooby
used one
snack,
Scooby snack, then I made it.
and that'll make
Right.
it. Yes, exactly.
Cool.
Perfect. So you are smart enough to put 2 and 2 together and say, that probably equals 4, which in this case means small feet, Bigfoot beast. Bigfoot beast probably isn't
Not.
real.
Yes. Probably not. Like many of the monsters that we've encountered in our travels.
You've been spending XP.
I have.
All right.
I'm leveling up.
Yeah. So you take note of this. You probably take a couple more pictures. Maybe you throw it up on Instagram. I don't know. No filter. Your decision.
Yeah, hashtag
you head
no
back.
filter. Actually, I would like to use the Ludwig filter.
Nice.
Thanks.
Very artistic. You head back to the campsite. It's getting closer to daybreak anyway, so you just decide to make yourself some breakfast. You're hanging out at the campsite, and you are free to think about what you want to do next.
You guys, we should just get out of here.
We're so close to solving this mystery.
Why do we always have to try to solve the mystery? Just once, can't we go on vacation and meet it? I mean, holy cow!
So this argument goes on for a few minutes, and then you all, because you're having a fallout as a group, decide that it's time to split the party for a little bit.
Think about Mr. Lundgren, though. Don't you want to help him?
So Shaggy and Scooby, Velma, you know, depending on the episode, sometimes you're with them, sometimes you're with them. So I tell you what, Velma, give me a roll. Odds, you're with Fred and Daphne. Evens, you are with Shaggy and Scoobs. Odds. So you're going to go off with Fred and Daphne. Shaggy and Scooby, you're on your own for this one.
Yeah.
So after talking about it for a while as a group,
Yes.
the three of you decide you want to go back and look at those tracks a little bit more.
Yes, in the
Okay?
daylight.
Yes.
Remember, there's
So
no
as they are
iron mystery
gone,
team, guys.
the two of you start hearing some growling at the campsite.
I'm making a stack of pancakes.
You're
This
hearing
high
some
right
deep.
now.
Well, actually, you're not making pancakes right now. I'll tell you why.
All right.
Making deep growling. This is really scary growling sounds, and then you realize that it's your stomachs, and so it's really funny. But then you realize that you're hungry and you're out of food again. So you're trying to figure out what to do about that. When Scooby, please give me a wilderness tracking roll, and you need to roll d8s. Awesome. And then plus you have a major bonus to smell-based checks. And this is a smell-based check because as you were sitting there, by just the two of you, you start getting this whiff of cooked meat. Smells like hot dogs coming from somewhere.
Hot dogs?
Sounds like a fantastic breakfast to the two of you. So you decide to go head off in the direction of that smell. And just as your dream happened the night before, where you were wafting along by the smell, you start doing that for a little while as you're going down the trail. And then you remember physics does show up occasionally in the cartoon. You land back on your feet and continue to walk. You walk for about 10 minutes or so. When you come across, at the other side of a small stream, a cave. In front of that cave, a man sits in a chair, same sort of lawn chair that you've been seeing throughout the entire adventure because I feel like being generic. And the man who's sitting in there has a bunch of hot dogs laid out on a grill, a stone grill and such. He's just grilling up a whole ton of hot dogs.
Hey man, those sure do smell great.
Yeah.
Where did I give him? Yeah, who's there? Who's there?
I'm Shaggy and this is my buddy Scooby.
How did you find me?
Well, we just followed our noses.
So I give you some food, will you leave me alone?
Yeah, sure.
So he's just kind of at you, and he starts continuing to cook. This guy he's kind of thin. He's got short gray hair and very blue eyes. And give me a soul check as you interact with this gentleman.
So
Good one.
I did not get it.
How much are you off by?
I'm off by 4.
That would be a lot of points. If you want, you could roll one more die and use that as a different die, and I'll just burn this puppy power that's right here.
Sure. I am at a puppy power. Never mind. 8. I still did not need it.
Okay. So Shaggy is so hungry that he's not paying too much attention to social graces. But Scooby, being the anthropomorph, I can't speak to it. Thank you, Velma.
Velma, nice.
Canine that he is, Scooby starts having a heart-to-heart with this guy. And as you're talking to him, he opens up to you a little bit, and you discover that he's actually the caretaker of the campground. He goes by the name of Skinny Miller. And he's been the caretaker for a while. And he mentions to you that the worst part about this job is just I'll say what he says. This job wouldn't be so bad if that penny pinching Lundgren wouldn't pay me what I'm worth. I do all the work and he makes all the profit.
One group of teenagers this summer.
And he grumbles some more, and he talks about, I could have made a fortune in my family's jewelry business.
I pull out a bar, and I stand behind it with an old-time bartender's costume on it. And I start pouring the drink.
I'm
actually cleaning a bar glass.
I love it. He starts opening up to you about how his father had a jewelry business, lost all the family's money, and they ended up broke, and that he's now stuck here running this campground and such, and he's fed you guys now, and he's hoping that you'll leave, and in the interest of just to see what happens, Scooby, call it odds or evens, and give me a roll and tell me if you picked it. Odds or evens? Even. And he also mentions to you, if you remember that you should check to see if this guy knows anything about the Bigfoot beast. You're now satiated enough in your bellies that you realize you should probably help.
I pull out one of those signs and I pull it up with a picture of the Bigfoot beast on it, as described.
Perfect. And he looks at that and he says, that, by the way, chat, if you're curious, was Scooby's 50-50 chance at pushing forward a plot point when stuck. Push the plot. So he does. He looks at that and he says, the Bigfoot beast? Yeah, I've seen it. Haunts these woods every night.
Well, we saw it, and by we I mean myself, because I'm the only one. No one else believes me, but I'm glad you've seen it too.
Comes out every night. The thing's scary.
It sure was.
It'll kill you if you're not careful.
I catch him.
And he just gives you a raised eyebrow, and the animator stopped there and it just held that shot for a moment to save budget time. And
we stand there awkwardly.
Yep.
And then finally I put him down.
Then you put him back down. Perfect. And so then, you're fed. He hopes that you will leave, and so you guys do. You head back towards the rest of the camp. And meanwhile, the three of you, having gone back to the footprints, you dig around in there and you see, as you examine these footprints more in the light of day, you're able to determine that these are definitely human shoes of that approximate size. And
do I recognize the tread, because I would be very into fashion and know the shoes?
Yeah, it's give me your
are we
domestic.
Still on D8s?
Yes, you are, because you haven't rolled one yet.
Oh, once we do that, once we are back to normal. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 5. My domestic arts is an 8.
So you were able to tell that these are made by the Dolce and MacGuffin.
Dolce and MacGuffin.
Yeah, they're great shoe manufacturer.
These are very expensive shoes.
And but they're unisex shoes. That's what makes them so amazing. And like I said, they have this generic tread pattern.
They're hipster shoes.
Yep.
From Dolce and MacGuffin.
Now that we know the brand, we're halfway there.
Yeah.
Is there anything else around that might, anything like snagged on a tree or
You do see some blue glass nearby.
blue glass on the floor or on the ground?
Not too far away, yeah.
Okay, can we go towards
Yeah, you can pick it up, take it with you.
Yes, I would like to do so.
You can do that.
Does it look like glass from a window or?
You're not sure. You'll have to study it for a while.
All right.
Velma,
cool.
careful. It might be sharp.
Fred, I got it.
I
Thanks.
believe in you.
If I have breaking and entering, would I know glass patterns from various
Little beanie.
breakings?
Wait, what, huh?
I have breaking and entering, so could I recognize a glass shatter pattern of any kind?
It just you can't quite tell what it is. It doesn't look very familiar to you guys, actually. So you'll look back at it later.
Right.
But you do. You head back to the campsite and you regroup the party.
Snack to the shag.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Oh, thanks. I had to parse that.
Short and sweet.
on my way to the campsite, on our way back, can I sort of use my gadgeteering where I scrounge needed materials that might not even be there to make a kind of headset so I can kind of have a Cyrano de Bergerac thing with my squirrel therapist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
That'll work. The squirrel, we cut to the squirrel therapist who's sitting in the tree now, and she does have this jerry-rigged form of electronic communication, and she is, again, kind of listening to what you're saying, and she's remarkably attentive, actually. You would think that being new to this, that she might be more easily distracted, and being a squirrel. But no, she does seem to genuinely care about your feelings and your unrequited love for Daphne.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What a sweet squirrel.
So we're all back at the camp now then? No.
Yeah, so you guys arrive back at the campsite, and you have, I don't know if you share any of your respective discoveries with each other.
Hey, did you guys know that there's a groundskeeper around here?
I thought that was Mr. Lundgren.
Well, maybe he is too. I don't know. But this was Skinny Miller.
Lundgren is the owner of the campground. Yeah.
Hey, Scoob, did you think it was weird that he seemed to live in front of a cave?
Go in the cave?
I thought it was weird too when I read the book.
Yeah.
You didn't go in the cave? There was nothing strange
He
there?
lived in a cave.
We wouldn't go in the
strange.
cave. That's spooky.
There's no electricity in a cave. How would you blow dry your hair?
Scooby, give me an odds evens check again. Which one? Oh, you gotta say first what you want. Nicely done. So in the course of this conversation, by the way, that's like a GM's godsend when you have 2 hours to do the show.
Would you like to further
I would
the
not
plot?
normally push this hard.
Perhaps a chase scene.
Yeah. As you guys are having this conversation about this new guy, Skinny Miller, and discussing his physical attributes or whatever else, you also remember that there was that gentleman who had been yelling at Carl when you first arrived.
Bald man in the nice car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the one who'd been yelling about, or that Carl had said to him something about never selling and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Should we go ask the man that you met about this suited man?
Well, I'm pretty full from that hot dog, but now I'm starting to feel hungry again.
Yeah.
So.
Music maestro, please.
Oh no.
Music maestro, please. So that is the Scooby-Doo theme song, and I will use the lyrics again to help you all find it.
Thank you.
That's why I'm doing it, Chad, is I did say there wouldn't be any for them, but I want them to learn the song and love it. And so we will do it this time. What do we need? We need a new theme. What should it be this time, guys? We need a style.
Scooby-Doo.
Reggae.
He said,
Scooby-Doo.
I don't know where it's going. It's rolling.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo, where are you now? Scooby-Doo, where are you now? This is not working.
It almost works.
Let's try it as if we were. We should do the Shaggy, the surfer hipster. Any of those
Like the
the mod style. Yeah.
Bunga. Street Sharks.
So join me. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Scooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. You know, come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you pretending you got sliver. You're not fooling me, cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve, so Scooby-Doo, get ready for your hands. Don't hold back. Scooby-Doo, if you can do it, you're gonna find yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby-Doo, where are you? You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know you'll catch that feeling. There we go. So you break into song in the course of this conversation that you're singing and such attracts Carl, who shows up just randomly at your campsite. He starts complaining to you about
The singing.
how the man that he had run into, nice, the man that you'd run into yesterday that you'd seen, Trevor Donaldson, the owner of the resort just down the street from the campground. Who wants so badly to buy the campground in order to expand his resort. What a mean old nasty man he is, even though they did, they've known each other for years.
What kind of things are at his resort?
He mentions that information about the resort, and then he just wanders off as if he had just no point other than pushing that bit forward.
Well, that's capitalism for you.
Do they have nice beds? Feather pillows?
So you want to check out the resort? Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You do. You decide to go down in the direction of the resort. You have the decision. You can drive with the mystery machine or you can walk.
I vote mystery machine.
Okay, so
It's always good to have a getaway
into the
plan.
mystery machine. Fred, I need a driving check from one of you. Anyone need navigation to make sure you make it in the right direction.
I will make a navigation.
Beat it by 2. I'm driving.
Great.
Yeah, I made it by, how many? 4.
4, fantastic. So yeah, you make it lickety split straight down. You get down to the resort. Beautiful resort.
Puppy power. On a more serious note, I checked out the specs for the mystery machine that I think we can squeeze out enough heat for an AC when not. Just in case a certain goal is met, there is no such thing as overkill.
But I just thank you for planting that seed, and we shall see where things go, because we are approaching Scooby Doo.
Oh, good lord.
No.
So yes,
That's
you
the
get,
final reckoning of Scooby-Doo.
so you make it to the resort. The resort is this beautiful white mansion, gated and such. The gate opens up as you pass in, giant swimming pool. It's beautiful, luxurious seats, and beautiful people walking
they have
here
a
and there,
spa?
everywhere. Over by the pool. Underneath a very large canopy, you see a group of people all dressed in black. There is a small girl who is.
Is she on an altar? Or
She has,
Thanks for this
Make this
episode.
Cthulhu thing happen.
Remember everything except creepy Fred.
Thanks, Woods.
He's just in
Thank
love in
you.
the 60s. They didn't know how to do it right.
I'm going to just decide that tip was all Scooby snacks.
It was like thanks.
It was like
It was like thanks. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. That's what it was. So
Like,
yes, that's.
thanks for this episode.
So everyone, your next rolls are going to be easier using
Yes.
for your next
Like,
roll.
thanks.
Thank you for that, Void Smoker. Void Smoker, I've been worried about you. I was trying to find you a while ago.
Me too.
So I'm glad to see you show up. So there's this large canopy over by the pool, and there is a group of people standing around there. Lounging on a chase lounge is this beautiful woman, very pale skin, dressed all in black. You can't quite see her feet anywhere. There's no sign of feet.
One puppy power for #Shaggy.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. Sitting in another chase next to her is this man wearing a very nice kind of pinstripey suit, little tiny mustache and a cigar, excuse me, and he's clamped down on his mouth. And he's got this very winsome kind of smirk on his face. There's this large man standing next to all of them with just this very stark Cro-Magnon-esque features, almost like Frankenstein, but not quite. Just standing
Is he lurching
like
about?
this. He is lurching about. There's this very hairy creature that is not enjoying the sun at all. It seems to be doing its best to make sure it stays in the shade at all times. There is this bald man in a black. None of them are dressed well for the summer, honestly. It's why they're underneath this. The bald man is actually sticking his finger up against this outdoor wind tunnel-y system that's blowing cold air on all of them. And then he's also holding a light bulb on his mouth just because he can. There's a couple of kids who are also playing around. The game that they're playing seems to involve an animal head of some sort. You can't quite tell what it is.
They're knives.
Yes, they're throwing knives at the animal head. And then as this is going on, you notice there's actually one other character too who's sitting with them, and this is the one who's doing all of the talking as these people are all watching him. Nice reference, everybody. And the one who's sitting down talking is, so I wanted to talk to you all about this thing I've been doing. Sometimes I really enjoy playing Oregon Trail online, and I thought it would be really fun if you guys would come and play with me sometime. And he's just going on and on about this for a while, and the family that is sitting there is just kind of nodding their head very politely, and he goes off on a random tangent. He starts complaining about standardized testing is just the devil's work and and
Sloppy snacks for the gang.
Oh, yay!
thank you, Chad. Chad for the gang. So I've got those marked down, and this conversation is just going off over by the pool. But then over at the front, you see that tall man who you'd seen the day before is just kind of watching as guests are coming in. He's greeting guests.
The tall man in the suit.
Yes, the tall man in the suit.
The bald man with the
tall bald man in the suit is greeting guests.
Etiquette of the upper class.
Please go right ahead, go up and introduce yourself.
I would like to introduce myself, and I would like to compliment his lovely establishment and ask about other amenities that it has.
Sounds great.
Okay, so I have never rolled 4-sided dice before. What do I... The bottom. Thank you.
No, not the bottom.
No.
The ones you can read
The ones
from
I
the triangle.
can't read anything. I don't get it.
I've been going off the top, so I mean.
The ones that are the right side up when you look at them right now.
What the?
Okay, those are weird. Fine.
Roll a
Hashtag Scooby Snacks for all of you meddling kids.
Thanks!
Thank you, chat.
I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, hold on.
Roll
I got
something
a 1 and 4.
else.
I got a 5.
Hey, it works. It's all good.
Okay, so yes, you go up to Trevor and you introduce yourself. You introduce yourself as Daphne Blake of the
Hi. I'm Daphne Blake of this mystery
of the Seattle Blakes.
Seattle Blakes.
And he's very impressed.
We have some.
Your family's well known in tech circles.
Right. We have some land in Green Lake.
Yes.
Blakersoft.
Not near it.
They founded
Not in it.
Not in it. Yeah.
Not in it. Mm-hmm.
They founded what?
Blakersoft.
Blakersoft.
Blakersoft?
Yeah, Blakersoft.
I really like your resort. It's lovely.
They have money in Blakazon. And,
Blowing.
blowing. There you go. And you start speaking. Oh, Daphne Blake. Oh, yeah. I think I met your father before. He's a wonderful man.
He is. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, welcome to, I forget my name, Donaldson. Welcome to the Donaldson Resort. It is wonderful to have you here, Miss Blake.
Is there a brochure
These your friends?
someplace? These are my friends, yes. We were interested in some of the amenities that you have.
Absolutely. He hands you over, he picks up a brochure from the side, hands it over to you.
Thank you.
And you open it up, you see that this is a health spa. They specialize in hot yoga and
Body wraps?
body wraps.
Seaweed body wraps.
And
I pull out a masseur's table, put him on it, put it on a masseur's costume. I'm a big Russian woman, and I'm gonna start massaging his
I
back.
like that. He looks over at you and he says, Helga, you're supposed to be working on Mr. Simpson's right now.
I go over. I'm wearing lipstick too.
That's fantastic.
I go over to Mr. Simpson this time, and I take a big thing of lube. Sorry, sorry. What's the word
Massage
I'm looking
oil?
for? Massage oil.
Anything else is the word.
Look at the time. That was fun.
Literally anything else. Literally anything else. Okay. Whatever. I was waiting for the moment.
So all of that is going on, and you start.
I just
This
hold on.
happens every time.
He's massaging like this. I'm picturing like this very large person who's like, just like
Lots of
grabbing
skin is he's doing it.
It's like kneading dough.
It's like that.
That's what I
Katy Perry music video.
So yes, you talk to Donaldson for a little while, and he so I'm assuming you ask him about.
I'm sorry, what?
Can I roll to get out of that conversation?
Can I roll to get out of that
While they're
family?
doing their thing, you guys can talk to Trevor.
So I wanted to ask, I got the brochure, and I thank you for showing us what all these amenities are. I was curious about that campground. I think we passed it on the way to your resort. Can you tell me a little bit of something about this campground?
Oh, that Carl Lundgren can be so stubborn. I've offered him a great deal of money, but he just won't sell. I need that land so I can expand this place.
What would you like to do with the expansion?
Expand my resort.
Oh, more of the same then.
Absolutely. There's a lot of money in this.
Resorting.
I resort like a champion.
Hey, do you know anything about the Bigfoot beast?
Can I notice his feet?
Can you just ask people that?
Am I breaking the mystery code?
He says, this Bigfoot beast, well, I've heard rumors, but I assume there's nothing to them. You look down at his feet.
I would like to look at his feet because I would be able to tell like if his shoes are expensive.
give me
I would also like to look down at his feet, but for different reasons.
Give me a domestic. Give me a domestic arts check, Daphne.
Roll for that.
Hashtag creepy for this best friend. Hashtag Scooby Snacks.
Oh wow, that's a bunch.
Thank you.
as they're doing this, I want to take a look.
So you guys right now have 25 Scooby snacks.
Holy crap!
Just burn those.
However, I want to also point out to you, we've got 30 minutes to go.
Oh, God.
And we are really close to Scooby-Doo.
Save the Scooby snacks.
So your Scooby snacks might save your life, depending on how this goes.
I beat my domestic, whatever. I beat by 2.
By 2? Yeah, I mean, you look at this, and he has very small feet.
Oh.
For such a tall man, very small feet.
I make a note of that in my brain.
As my next opportunity, I tell Velma that he has very small feet.
It's got very small feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so as they're having this, I'm going to wander off a little bit, and I would like to go take a look over by the brochures, see if there's anything like a Bigfoot tour or anything like that.
You don't find anything like that. That was a great thing to check for.
Thanks. But I also kind of want to take a look at the walls, and I just want to see if maybe there's like anything hidden around there.
There's a brick. There's another brick in the wall over here.
The kind of brick that you can pull out. And
you snoop around a little bit. You don't see any sign of anything like that. But again, an excellent route to look for.
I do love a mystery.
Scooby, could you please give me odds or evens and make a choice?
I would also like to inquire about a room so that I could have access to upper floors and sneak around.
You can absolutely rent out a room.
Okay.
Yep.
Here's my daddy's card.
Didn't get it? Okay. So you rent out the room, and
but I'm not going to really go into my own room. I just sneak around.
So you dig around for a while here. You go through all of this, and then eventually you decide it's probably time to head back to your campground. And as you are on your way back to the campground, you pass through the area, the path where you'd had the incident with the beast earlier, and as you're looking, as you're walking by that way, you see Professor Mindy. You're all together. Professor Mindy is in that area, and she's digging around. Not Mindy, Professor Tiffany Ambrosia. Tiffany Ambrosia.
Is she wearing the same clothes or something?
Oh, hey, Doctor.
She's startled when you say that and looks up.
Are you looking for the Bigfoot beast too?
How many times have I told you kids to stay off of these tracks? Look at the damage you've done to this collection.
Well, this is literally the trail that goes from our van down to the campsite.
Also, literally the second time you've said that.
I know. It's like she has just stock footage she keeps recycling. She's been animated one way. And she points over, and what you notice is, and you kind of saw this, you didn't quite catch this because you were looking in a different area when you examined it earlier, but she's focused on an area where there are more of these same tracks as before, but some of those tracks are crumpling some of these fossils. And such. And so she's quite livid about this.
Those were not our feet. You could measure them if you like. Those tracks are very small.
I just don't know what I'm going to do. This is just ridiculous. And she storms off and she leaves.
I could give you a makeover.
Excellent try.
I decided to use my tracking to see if we can go track and figure out where this is going or where this person went, this thing, this creature, whatever it is. That was actually
I like it. Give me your tracking. You can eat several of you have wilderness tracking.
Are you still rolling sixes though?
If you've already rolled a D4 roll, you're back to sixes. If you've not, you've got a D4 you can use.
You can do these if you want. I don't think you can.
Oh no, I didn't. That's right.
Roll 1. Good roll.
That's -1.
3.
6. Just dropped all my dice though.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you guys, you start following this trail, and you whatnot. This trail, it's leading you back towards. It leads you back towards that cave, actually, that you've seen before.
Hey, Scoob, isn't that the cave that Skinny Miller guy was in front of?
Now, Skinny's not there, but his lounge chair is, and you see his tablet sitting on the chair.
Generic lounge chair, too.
Since tablets are owned by wealthy people, can I investigate the tablet intelligently?
Well, some of you have computers and hacking and things like that. You could try to figure out his code.
I have all those.
So if you guys want to try and fiddle around with it, you might figure out,
Let's fiddle around though. You guys have the actual mystery solving skills.
Yes, you guys have comic relief skills.
I use.
And you're doing great at it. You're all doing great.
We're trying.
All right,
Use my gadgeteering.
Ooh, I have electronics, which with a specialty in security.
Thanks for this awesome game.
Like, you're welcome.
Thank you. You too.
So that means, again, you can all use lower die on this next roll.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've not used a D4 roll, you've got another one you can do.
Oh, no, I did.
Velma, you also have computers, and then, yes, you've got electronics and security.
I also have
I can build a lot of stuff, so I might be able to build some.
I want computers, electronics, security. One of those would work. Electronics, Fred, you could try as well.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give me a roll on that. You guys have a ton of Scooby snacks, and you've got a generic puppy power that can be dropped for one of you too if you
Okay,
need.
I got a 9 on
9?
electronics.
Okay. What do
I
you get,
got a
Fred?
5 out of 7.
Cool. So between the two of you, it takes you a few trials and errors, but you are able to figure out that this is actually, it's not a code, it's more of like a swipe situation. By looking at the sun and the right angles, you can kind of
Do we need
figure
to
out
go
where
cut
the
someone's
oils are.
thumb off to like put it on? Just
Fortunately,
kidding,
no.
Ron.
But you do. You kind of tilt it around and you see kind of where the swipe pattern has been used the most often. This guy hasn't cleaned his screen for a while, and so you do this little shape and I wish I could think of a funny shape right now to do for you, chat, but it's a circle and then these like hands reaching out and
Once we unlock it, can I look
and you
towards
do. You
Velma and
unlock
just
it as
say,
soon as you pop it open. The first page you see right there is it's a listing of local gem dealers.
Interesting. I want to go there.
If he's selling gems, where do you think he's getting them?
Or maybe he's buying them.
Wait a minute, wasn't the
Why would
description of
he
the
be
beast ruby red eyes?
Yes, and why would he be standing in front of this cave, guarding it?
There was also
Scooby, give me an odds evens while they're talking.
blue something that could have been a gem on the ground.
Got it?
That's blue glass. But maybe it was blue sapphires.
You may be correct.
Okay, so we'll save that one for later because I just hit it. You pull out the glass, you start looking at it more now that you have had this idea pop in your head, and thumbing around with it and whatnot, you realize that, this is a sapphire, is what you realize looking at this.
We need to go back and get the rest of the pile.
Like zoinks, it's beautiful.
And Scooby actually will use your role you just did. While this conversation's going on, you heard some splashing in the river. You started thinking about fish again, possible food, getting hungry and such. And you throw out your fishing rod, and you've been doing this while they've been, and you get a little bite and such, and you pull it back up. It's another boot. I'm sorry, Scoobs. But as you yank it out and it comes flying through the air, out of the boot in the mud, a little piece of blue, glassy type stuff comes flinging out.
Yay! Good work, Scooby.
And Velma, you remember that sapphires are most commonly found in stream beds and in gravel pits and things like that.
Okay. So, but I thought we were on a lake.
There are streams leading to the lake.
Okay. Well, in that case, I believe that we should be going and looking at these streams. They might lead somewhere where there's a lot of these. And I bet there might be a Bigfoot there guarding them.
Like Zoinks, there's a cave literally over here.
So as you're having this conversation,
Drop the ball.
as you're having this conversation, Skinny Miller comes out of the cave and he starts yelling at you all, and he says,
"Oh, hey, Skinny."
Freeze to them.
"Yeah, what are you kids doing here? What are you doing with my tablet? Put that down. That's my property."
Should have looked it out.
Well, I had it locked.
Well,
You should have locked it better.
should have locked it back. Thank you.
Maybe we should just off this
Get
guy
away from here! Get away! Get away! And he's scared. He shoots you all away. Shoots you all away. You all head off
To the stream.
The stream.
Yeah.
All right.
We walk to the stream.
We have the comically large
do.
magnifying glasses.
Magnifying glasses.
We're doing this
down on the ground.
Oh, you guys. I don't know why we have to follow this stupid stream.
So you've been following the stream for a while, and it's getting darker, and such, and yep, exactly, and it's kind of
flashlight comes up.
It's kind of duskish as it were. You managed to have a snack. You brought food. It was all good. You guys are all full, and yeah, as you're going along and such, you start hearing kind of a crack, like some sounds in the underbrush and such from behind you, like something's following you.
Following us?
Yes.
Do you hear that, guys?
Yikes. Guys, I don't like the sound of this.
Creepers. We need to find these people.
We need to run.
Yeah.
Run.
We need to solve this mystery. Or find more sapphires. I'm kind of torn.
Is anyone out there?
And right then, this huge beast bursts out of the brush and roars.
I'd like to lift the entire party and we run away.
Okay, so
Everybody jump in my arms.
Gollum manages to grab the entire party and pull them up into this big ball of people, and you go sprinting off back in the direction of your campsite, leaping over trees with your little legs. That sound happening left and right. You get back to your campsite, and while it gave chase briefly, now you were free of the beast.
Did any of us get a good enough look at it? Like, was it a solid
How big
look
were
at
its
the
feet?
beast?
Shaggy and Scooby are very convinced that it's the same creature they saw last time.
Okay, I believe you now.
See, I told you guys. You never believe me. You never believe me, and frankly, I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of all of you not taking me seriously.
That's fair. I have hamburgers over here. Would you like some of those?
Oh, yeah, that sounds great.
Toss hamburgers over.
There.
Frisbee. Can I frisbee a hamburger
absolutely.
over?
Yeah.
I just feed my anxiety.
So,
Like that.
did we get a good
not
look
healthy.
at it?
Yeah, I mean, it fit the descriptions of the Bigfoot
Okay.
beast. Shaggy is saying that it's the same one he saw last time. So it's now time for you as the Mystery Gang to put these pieces that you've discovered together and try to come up with a solution and think whether or not you think you know what's going on.
Well, we know that the boss of the resort, which is fabulous, has very small feet.
This is true. And we found those.
Rises in everything.
That's all we know.
Sizes and everything.
And we saw those shoes, those shoe prints.
Regular
in the middle of
Sherlock
the
Holmes we
woods.
are.
What if we follow that path? Will you Shaggy and Scooby as bait?
That works every time.
What do you think they're saying, Scoob?
When if your hands are out to dry.
How about another hamburger?
Yeah. Now, we use them as bait. I'll design a wonderful, perfect trap with my squirrel friend, not my squirrel friend, with myself. And we'll set it up. We'll follow them. We'll leave them there. We'll use them as bait. We can capture it.
We could give them a big pile of hamburgers so that they stay there.
We get a big old net, Ewok style, and get a bunch of hamburgers on top of it.
Okay, I love this plan. Let's do it. But maybe, scale it back just a little, resources and such. So
We don't have an infinite supply of hamburgers?
we are only camping for a couple days.
Well-
So
They have pockets of sandwiches.
You've got as much food as you need.
I brought lots of hamburgers.
okay.
I planned ahead.
Rocks and bagels.
We would like to spend gold at the local tavern to purchase more supply.
The local tavern, the Staggering Bishop, you were able to get some lager there.
You need a
I would be
10-foot
hiding
pole.
inside that cave.
Pythons.
I think we need to go to that cave.
Okay.
I bet there are gems in there, and I bet that's where the Bigfoot is.
Good thinking, Velma. Let's go to the cave. Hey, Shaggy, Scooby, want some more burgers?
So are you setting up a trap? That's what I heard.
Yes.
So where are you putting the trap?
Probably. Well, I don't know where. I don't know.
entrance
We need to go
of the
inside the cave. So
Near
I guess we're at the entrance of the cave. I'll start setting out a lot.
Near it.
All right,
I'm
so
just
cave
curious
is
right
here.
now, what is your collective theory on what you think the Bigfoot beast is, or who is, or that sort
Well,
of
it
thing?
depends. How much money has Chat spent?
Yeah.
What is your
Yeah.
collective theory on...
I think that it's Donaldson dressed up trying to run people off the land.
I think it's the boss guy of the resort.
Yeah.
Could be the creepy and
Or
kooky family.
Yeah.
perhaps.
All of them.
Or it could be the archaeologist, paleontologist, whateverologist.
We have 3 suspects.
You do. You've got the paleontologist.
All
You've got
suspects
Skinny
available.
Miller. You've got Skinny Miller. You've got Trevor Donaldson, and you've got Dr. Tiffany Ambrosia.
Or
I
it
think
could
even
be.
be
I think it's the boot
Perhaps.
that we fished out of the lake.
That sounds accurate. Could be Mr. Lundgren trying to.
True. Technically, it could be him.
We gotta catch him and pull off the mask.
So you decided you're going to set up a trap.
I don't think
you
we've
decided you're
ever
gonna set
done
this trap
that.
near the
That
cave.
doesn't sound like
Set it up
something
sort of near
would
the
have
Go
happened.
ahead, Fred. Can you give me a trap roll?
Yes.
Mechanical.
All these That is a 6.
6. You do make it, and go ahead and roll. I'm going to use this puppy power. Go ahead and use one more die to make sure you make it this by enough.
Okay. These ones. Should I go back to 6s then? If I use my 4 then?
Yes, just roll one more. Well, one more of your same die that you were doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a 1.
So now what is your best total out of those 3?
3.
A 3. Awesome. And so we're going to use also a couple Scooby snacks. And so you nailed this roll. You built yourself an amazing contraption, this Rube Goldberg-esque trap with a net that drops down. And for the sake of time, I won't do all the pieces to it, but it's amazing.
Thank you.
If this was a longer show, we'd give you all the details. And
details of Scooby.
so you head over down towards the cave area, and you make all of your preparations and stuff, and you guys are starting to wolf down on hamburgers, and everything is going to be fantastic and good and such. And
are we sitting like behind a rock with like
yes,
binoculars waiting?
Yes, and as the 3 of you are doing that with your binoculars at one point, so first Velma, you pop up with that, and then Daphne, you pop up, and then Fred, you pop up, and then the squirrel pops up on top of Fred's head, looking around, and it's adorable. And the 2 of you are just wolfing down these hamburgers and stuff, and for some odd reason that I can't describe why, after a little bit of time you hear some growling and grunting in the bushes, and bursting out of the bushes again is the Bigfoot beast, and it looks at you and goes,
Guys, there it is!
and it gets very upset because you were hanging out next to the stream or something like that, and so it starts to give chase, and you start running around, and you're scared to death, so you're running across the water, and you run back the other direction, and you run up the hill, and you run down the hill, and you're jumping, and you're flipping and diving, and doing all this stuff. And at one point, you find yourself chasing the Bigfoot beast. Everybody's like, why is that happening? And then you run back the other direction, now it's chasing you, and all this stuff's going on, and there's crazy music, and there's things happening. It's the same doors opening and shutting. Where did the doors come from? We don't know. You're outside. They shouldn't be there, but it was part of the Rube Goldberg trap.
He opens a door.
And forward and stuff.
He opens a door, and we're there dressed as restaurateurs, and we sit him down to a meal.
Yes. There's this entire side piece where you do that, and when you dash out, it's so mad because the Bigfoot beast was sitting down and about to enjoy this magnificent dinner you set out for, like, and it flips the table because it's now really angry and it chases after you some more. This goes on until eventually you go running back towards the cave, and at that precise moment, the net drops down and catches the Bigfoot beast, who smacks down onto the ground and is stuck because this net head rocks her. I don't care, whatever it is, something that's pinning it to the ground.
So got that.
You go over, and you're all set and such, and so you head over there, and as this is happening, Carl Lundgren comes running out towards you because he's heard the commotion, and he says,
not him.
And he says, oh, kids, what are you doing? Are you okay? Oh my goodness. You've captured the Bigfoot beast.
Good job, Shaggy and Scooby, and I flip him.
And standing next to him as he comes running towards you is Trevor Donaldson, standing next to him as he comes running out. And Trevor says, oh my God, it's real. I had no idea it's real. And he looks over at Carl, and he says, I'm so glad it didn't hurt you. And Carl says, oh well, you know, Trevor, I tried to convince you that it was real, and you wouldn't believe me. And Trevor says, well, I promise you that'll never happen again, darling. And
Darling?
I'm shipping these 2 right now.
Yeah. Should be. They're married. Yeah. And Carl says, I just decided that. Carl says, I forgive you. And they have a nice passionate hug and kiss, and things are good there. But we still have this beast on the ground and all this commotion going on, and then Dr. Tiffany Ambrosia, she heard everything, and she comes out as well, and she says, like, oh my gosh, it's like a real thing under there. That's crazy. Who would have seen that coming?
Jinkies, it's none of the people we thought it was.
And she's just staring aghast, and Carl was looking at it and like, oh my gosh, and so you start reaching down to grab the head to like rip off the head, and just as you do that, from outside of the cave, from inside the cave, Skinny Miller comes walking out as well, wearing a Bigfoot beast costume, carrying the hat in his head, and there is the head in his hand.
Wait,
and he's like,
there's 2.
Wait.
Oh. And everyone does double takes because
one,
and he looks down at the beast, and you look at each other, and everything's going back and forth and such.
I'm seeing double. 4 beasts.
I'm seeing trouble.
And Skinny goes, ruh-roh. And as soon as Skinny says that, the beast rips out of the net and extends out its claws. Picks up Skinny by the throat, slashes his face off, flings him down to the ground.
It's Scrappy-Doo all over again.
And it gives chase.
I vote for getting the mystery machine and getting the heck out of here. Yeah.
And so you go into full-on panic mode, and you sprint and you run, and thankfully between your abilities to move super fast when you were scared to death, you've already used your super strength the one time, but that's okay, because somehow by force of awesomeness, you go running off and running. You whip off your glasses so you're immune to damage. And so someone else is carrying you, you don't care, nothing can happen to you.
I have a white stripe down my fur, too.
You hop into the mystery machine, and the beast is chasing after you, just in this scary slow motion lumber. And then just as you sit down in the mystery machine, and
I start throwing things at it like hairbrushes.
Scooby, give me a 50-50 even. Odds are even.
Don't get this wrong.
Can you use whatever you have?
That's
Odd. That's okay. I'll burn a bunch of Scooby snacks. That becomes an even roll. And you say, I got this. And you go over to this one side panel of the mystery machine that nobody had ever noticed before, and you pull down the panel, and there is this set of control buttons and like this a grid, like a targeting system and whatnot.
Put on goggles.
You do. You put on the goggles, and you start going punching the buttons and such, and then the mystery machine, the top of it, the roof, cracks open like this, and this giant, I don't know what else to call it, AC-20 pops off the top, tilts towards the
Thanks, Blakersoft.
the beast.
Holy shit, Scoo!
And I need each and every one of you to give me an odds or even roll and tell me if you make it or not. Call it for yourself and then do the roll.
Even.
Made it.
Made it.
No, I did not.
I put on my neural helmet, though.
So we'll go down the roll. Fred,
Did you make it?
Even, yes.
we just made it or
Made it.
yes or no? Made it?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
3-2. So you fire off all of these shots, rattling through that AC-20. It's just firing off blasts from everywhere. The Bigfoot beast comes running towards in this epic slow motion. Ammunition from this thing just tearing it from limb to limb. Pieces go flying off everywhere, splattering off to the sides.
What the hell, you guys?
That is really gross.
I'm turning it into a red mist cloud.
And
I don't know what it was.
And then, just as soon as that happens, and it's done, there is this beat, there is this pause, and then each and every one of you feels your mind starting to get this little headache and these little flashes of something and such, and you find yourself being pulled through space and time and reality, and you wake up finding all 5 of you in these glistening metapods in a room somewhere far off as the hatches pop open, and a very stern-looking African-American gentleman walks over next to you with Colonel's wings on the side.
I thought we escaped this guy.
And he says, well done, pilots. I look forward to hearing your report later.
Thank you, sir.
I still hate you.
And that is where we close
Just throw up a little bit.
on the insanity of a Scooby-Doo RPG
That was so much
mashed
fun.
up with
I gotta get this down.
and
What
yes.
the fuck just happened?
So
beautiful.
for those who need some context, yes, the AC-20 is a Death from Above reference. If you've not checked out the show on Friday nights at 6 p.m. here on Hyper RPG, please do so. It is a great, fun BattleTech-based show. And that Metapod thing at the end, Dan, is from our Masters of the Metaverse Monday nights at 6 p.m.
No, I was sorry. I was talking about the last 2 hours.
Yes, Mondays at 6 p.m. Masters of the Metaverse, which I GM, and Sarah is a regular on that. And our goal is to pull everyone else into it at some point, which I just did.
Yeah. You just made extra
So
pilots.
I know that there are some things that need to happen with the mods. Mark, do you want to take care of that right now?